Well, there are high-profile promises made a year ago by the Premier in response to American President Donald Trump. Scrap American contracts and swap in local BC suppliers. But with a year gone, the government is unable to say in any meaningful way that it has actually done that. BC's finance ministry says it has no list of how many American contracts it cancelled. There's no record of the number of Canadian contracts swapped in or the value of that shift, despite this being a very high-profile commitment made by Premier David Eby. When government can't track something, that is usually a sign it hasn't done the thing in question. The finance ministry providing 3 examples: a contract to maintain BC government vehicles written to exclude American companies, a property maintenance contract that actually went to the Canadian division of a Texas-based company, and a web hosting contract that went to the Canadian arm of a Virginia-based company. That is not much of a list, with thousands of contracts worth hundreds of millions of dollars the past year. Here's the government and opposition.
Well, I think the folks who would be making tables and counting up number of contracts are pretty busy ensuring that we're doing this transition, which is really important. So this work is going to take some time. It's ongoing, and it's important. And I think it also provides real opportunities for BC companies, which is something we're excited about as well.
The simple fact that government's not even talking about it tells you that they haven't actually succeeded in reducing any of the government contracts that are with American suppliers and American companies. Again, very performative, no actual result for it, and as a result, they don't want to talk about it.
Well, BC stands in contrast to Ontario, which just last month introduced new buy local legislation to force its public sector to make this shift with fines if necessary. BC's finance minister insists she does not need that legislation in BC, though the lack of results would appear to suggest otherwise. This contract issue, just one of several promises the government made in response. There was removing liquor, American liquor, from public store shelves. That happened, though BC suppliers have had a hard time accessing that space. There was a talk of taxing American trucks traveling through BC. That never happened. And there was legislation to fast-track projects. In response to the U.S., it's been tied up in Indigenous consultations. So a bit of a gulf between those promises we were hearing from the government a year ago and the actual lack of results here from the government.